Hey everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Quark Software's Close the Content Loop webinar series, our regular talks about all things content lifecycle management. My name is Emerson Welch and I'm here with my colleague Sam Courtney. Hey Sam.
Hey Emerson, hi everyone. It's great to be back.
Good to see you again, Sam. How's it November already?
No kidding.
So today's Close the Content Loop question I'm going to pose is, what is omnichannel publishing and why should I care? So I'm going to start by mentioning that we know the word omnichannel can mean different things to different people, depending on what industry you're operating in. I mean, for example, in retail, it can mean sales channels, so combined online, in-store and partner selling, for instance. But we're talking specifically about omnichannel publishing and the context around that, right, Sam?
Yes, that's right, Emerson. If we define it, omnichannel content publishing focuses on a customer-centric message delivery, and it produces the proper output for customers regardless of the technology that's used to access and view the content. It allows us to create a dynamic, aligned experience across all parts of an organization, which eliminates the silos of communication of messages to those groups.
Right. So essentially, it's about getting the right information to the right audience in the right format and at the right time.
Exactly. It's all about delivering the content in the way that it's most likely to resonate the best with the specific audience targeted.
Yeah, right. So, and why is that so important? I mean, why should I care about that?
Well, you've got to remember that all audiences have their own criteria for optimum results. One size does not fit all. We've learned that in the last few years. For example, the time of day could be the primary key for some, but not for others. So if you take financial services, you could be delivering an automated financial summary or a fund commentary forecast, which you want to ensure that the end user, the recipient, gets this before the markets open. So maybe schedule it for 6:30 a.m. On top of that, the fund owner may be commuting when they receive this. So delivering it in a mobile responsive HTML5 format would be the ideal access point for that piece of content.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hear a lot about personalization right now, how it's become a must-have, not a nice-to-have. I mean, where does that fit within this?
Yeah, omnichannel content publishing, we find uses content automation to deliver a personalized content experience to individuals or groups, regardless of its original source. And we base this on the unique customer data and behaviors. So it allows organizations to create very personal relationships with each member of the audience. This is done without any extra effort from content authors and designers, which is a huge productivity enhancer. So these personalized relationships allow us to increase customer service and satisfaction, building trust and generating buyer confidence, which is key, while also safeguarding the regulatory compliance and ensuring content is approved and validated from reviews before it goes out the door.
I love that point on customer satisfaction, Sam. I mean, Lisa Gately from Forrester talks about the role of content and customer satisfaction in a recent webinar. Now you can watch that by going to our events page on quark.com. But yeah, really important there. So let's pick up on the complexity of omnichannel publishing. It sounds like there are many variables in play here. So surely there are some restrictions. It must be difficult to adapt, right?
Oh, it is. The beauty of omni-channel content publishing is that it provides a dynamic real-time response platform. So you're able to create and manage content and messaging in a real-time manner. As the organization realizes the new customer information and insights, using content intelligence and ROI data, you can flex your content and automatically update it across your entire content repository in an instant using XML metadata tags. So it's a global update of content from one single source rather than a one-by-one process for each piece of content.
Right, so omni-channel content publishing really makes it so much easier to adapt in that case. I mean, that sounds great. I mean, I guess it's a giant leap in content maturity for some as well. Is that easy to manage?
Yeah, you bet, Emerson. To fully realize an omni-channel strategy, organizations need a digital publishing platform which supports the capability to author and manage modular content and in a component structure that delivers a diverse set of channel outputs. But it's a simple process, much simpler than you think or most people think. You can drive it all from inside Microsoft Word as the native interface, or using a simple web browser access, for example. So modern content automation solutions give you that low code, no code solution. You don't need to know XML, for example. The publishing platform generates all the structured data behind the scenes. And interestingly, you may even need to produce content back into a Word document format, closing the loop almost, which is really emerging as an output channel requirement right now. We're seeing more use cases which require this to be a source for further content operations deeper in the life cycle and with different stakeholders and users.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely seeing that, aren't we? I want to dive into something you mentioned a few moments ago, actually, about publishing from a single source. We hear this question: multi-channel publishing and omni-channel publishing. Which one's right? What do they mean? I mean, what's the difference? Are they the same thing?
Well, they are very close, but there is a key important difference. There are two separate aspects to consider here. It's creation and delivery. And it's all about the effort involved from a resources point of view. So when you create content in a multi-channel process, many organizations have different teams producing the content for each output type. So you may have internal teams writing for print and web, an external agency making the mobile app content, and another design team producing the content for a PowerPoint presentation. This means the effort to produce content is taking place in multiple places with multiple roles and ultimately costing more in terms of money and time. It's truly a one-to-one effort process. So the key is an omni-channel process is when a single person or a team is creating content only once in one place in a universal format. So it's ready for publishing to all the desired output channels in one effort. And it really becomes a one-to-many efforts process versus one-to-one. So that's the difference. And it's really why omni-channel is the future and way better than multi-channel.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, why would you duplicate effort if you don't have to? It's so much easier, isn't it, to do something once and publish it everywhere?
Absolutely. The successful omni-channel strategies are based on a strong corporate vision. It's critical to share the vision and embrace a new way of creating and managing digital content. And to fully realize an omni-channel strategy, organizations need a digital publishing platform which supports the capability to author and manage modular component content that delivers a diverse and varied set of channel outputs and makes the process super easy.
Now, there's something related to this, Sam, that we need to throw into the mixer, which is the ability to extend your publishing system and connect with other applications and workflows which are in operation. It becomes a wider ecosystem, I guess.
Yeah, the ecosystem is key. That this drives a huge amount of value and productivity into your content operations and management. You should really try to provide a means for your content platforms to interact and apply automation to manual tasks that do not scale to the organization needs anymore. They're typically outdated manual tasks. So one method of achieving this at scale is utilizing API services as an integration infrastructure. An API service integration infrastructure provides the means to connect applications to improve the content management, publishing, and delivery. So when your content delivery platform communicates to all applications and repositories, it simplifies and lowers costs for all the diverse channel outputs and audiences. What we've found is APIs and webhooks can improve data collection from customer communications and interactions. It does this by shortening the processes for employees and customers. It eliminates manual and redundant tasks. Additionally, the personalized experiences for customers, which is key, can be created based on their past interactions and behavior with your organization, which truly adds a new layer of intelligent automation.
Right. I couldn't agree more, Sam. I know from our own customers how important ecosystem extensibility is. It's such a huge thing as we move forward. You've got to be collaborative, you've got to be open, you've got to integrate. Okay, let's look at a use case for omnichannel publishing, one of ours, and see what this all means in a real world context. So who do we have today, Sam?
So I'd like to talk about one of our large market research companies who provides analysis around industries, including aerospace, chemicals, energy, supply chain management, and several others. This global organization has grown through acquisition, and they had inherited a varied roster of different content platforms, which were all disconnected. So they needed to centralize onto a single unified platform that enabled content to be outputted to several different channels and devices. So this is the goal was to ultimately reduce the complexity in their content management and production efforts. What we found is this truly improved the delivery to clients, but more importantly, the ability for their clients to access content whenever and wherever they are provided a much better experience for them.
Right. Yeah, I remember them saying that it wasn't about the cost savings, it was about the better experience and ultimately the customer satisfaction that they wanted to give.
Absolutely.
So great stuff. Okay, well, let's look at some takeaways from what we've talked about today. So here are the three for today. So the first thing is the right audience, right place at the right time in the right format. So that's number one, isn't it, Sam?
Yep. To get maximum engagement, resonance, consumption, and ultimately return on investment from your content, you need to get the output right properly. And omnichannel publishing is really the only way to help you do that successfully.
Yeah, absolutely. Number two, omnichannel is way better than multi-channel. Remind me why that is again.
So the single effort involved to output to all those channels using omnichannel. You don't need specialist teams for each channel. You just need to focus on the individual content, and then the channel output can be tailored for each of your audiences or specific stakeholders.
Yeah, that's it. It's the effort, isn't it? It's the one to many rather than one to one. And then third, extending and integrating your content ecosystem. We've just talked about that. That's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, the more you can connect your applications and workflows, the more automated and compliant your processes will be. You'll see the big picture more clearly with less margin for error, and API integration strategies are extremely popular and really the most productive way to do this today.
Right. I think we'll just look at, actually talking of integration, we'll just look at something that we've done recently, which is we've built a new subdomain site, a new developer site at developer.quark.com. So I just wanted to sort of talk about that, because that's dedicated to all the integration, showing integration options for Quark publishing platform next gen. Real sort of good ideas, and it gives people access to the SDK, the software development kit. I mean, this is great for everyone, right, Sam?
Absolutely, Emerson. We've had such positive feedback from our community on this. This is a huge benefit for our customers. It provides documentation for all the options within our software development kit and lists all the APIs and code snippets that you can use to connect QPP Next Gen with your wider ecosystem. We're actually blown away by some of the integrations already deployed, and we can't wait to see more examples of how users are automating processes and taking the complexity out of their content operations and integrations.
Yeah, we've had a great response, haven't we? And this, keep an eye on this site, everybody, because this will really sort of grow and evolve over time as we add more use cases and more functionality and more integration ideas and options. Sam, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you again, as always.
Thanks, Emerson. It's really great to catch up. I appreciate the chance to chat.
Absolutely. And everybody join us next time on Close the Content Loop. And don't forget to subscribe to our Quark Publishing Platform Next Gen YouTube channel for all the latest webinars and videos. You can visit quark.com for more information about QPP Next Gen. You can request a demo. You can speak to our consultants. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.